For the love of God, Trump needs to leave Greenland alone. This is not in the interest of the people at all. Let me tell you why. The first and probably most obvious reason is that Greenland and the rest of Europe are our allies. Going after Greenland after they made it clear they don't want us to is in direct violation of the United Nations Charter, which bans the threat or use of force on member states. This also violates multiple parts of the NATO alliance, including Article 8, which bans members from engagements that conflict with the treaty. This also goes against everything the US claims to stand for. Fundamental human rights, including freedom and the right to self-determination, will be stripped of Greenlanders should the US continue to try to take it. The next reason we need to stop is trade. NATO members make up a full 1/3 of US exports and imports of goods. They play an even bigger role if you take services into account. Those numbers are coming straight from a member of Trump's cabinet, Jamieson Greer. And realistically, what do you think happens to all that trade if we become hostile to all those countries? I think the next point is the most overlooked. Despite many Americans thinking that Europeans are pushovers, they're one of the biggest military powerhouses in the world, up there with the United States and China. In fact, I'd probably rank them above China because of superior institutions, tech, and experience. Not to mention that this is a sleeping Europe that doesn't pursue military ambitions because it's under US protection. And if you think it's a good idea to wake them up, make them feel unsafe, and make them start competing with the US instead of cooperating, you're insane. On the same subject, the only reason we can project power in the Middle East is because of our alliance with Europe. Every single flight we send there has to stop at one of our bases in Europe to get there. There's simply no other way to do it. It's outside the realm of technology to fly directly there from here. So what do you think happens to these bases if we become adversaries of Europe? I'm not a fan of imperialism, but I'm also not crazy. And losing access to the Middle East, while at the same time creating a new massive enemy, would destroy this nation. So to put that all together, the annexation of Greenland would mean the destruction of the US economy, the total collapse of relations with our strongest allies, the total loss of our ability to project power globally, and in general, the forfeiting of our dominant position on the world stage. How is this American interests? All over an island that at max only 18% of Americans support the annexation of, and one that we've had practically unlimited military access to for the better part of a century. But we'll see how that goes now that we might be considered an existential threat to their sovereignty.